Alright, we're going to talk about the Wave 1 Combiner Wars Superion set, essentially, which consisted of the 3 limbs, well, 4 limbs, but 3 aerial bot limbs and 1 Stunicon limb. But you can put them all together. They're done like Scramble City style, to where you can mix and match all of your limb and torso Combiner Wars figures, which is really cool. It's about time they did this. It's just kind of funky that we got a Decepticon in this set, but I guess it helps break it up and probably forces the retailers to buy, the first 2 waves. That way they can, sell everything they have on the shelves. And then one of the other weird things, which this I understand, but Alpha Bravo I didn't quite get. I kind of understand now that they came up with the Protectobots later on that needed a helicopter mold, and that was a way to reuse it. But yeah, there was a better solution, which actually came out in Wave 2, which was Air Raid. Well, he doesn't actually replace him, he replaces Dragstrip, as you can see here. So now at least we have, all 5 members of Superion or be aircraft. So we'll get Air Raid out of the package, we'll talk about him a little bit, and put him on Superion, and we'll carry on from there. Just to talk about Air Raid and the Wave 2 figures. The Wave 1 figures did not come with comic books, which these do, from IDW, which is awesome. And they also have a Combiner Wars comic that's out, obviously. Well, sort of, obviously. But anyway, shows the rest of the aerial bots. It didn't do like in Wave 1, where you had, it showed like all the Wave 1 figures. It shows Superion, and then the Decepticons, which if I have one here, if I will look rather quickly, yeah, it actually has all the Decepticons, even though he was available in Wave 1. So that's kind of neat. They kind of made some corrections here. They made a good leap forward, I think. For Hasbro, they made a good leap forward. You can see the parts for the hand and the weapon in there, and you can see that there's a white robot attached to a black jet, which is kind of cool. And there he is on the back. I'm not really going to compare these to the G1. There's so many departures, and everything's going towards an IDW aesthetic and everything, so I'm not really going to worry about the comparing to the G1, except that he was originally an F-15, now he's an F-14 down there. So yeah, I really love the packaging on these. Really digging the Combiner Wars. So there we go. Let's get this guy out of the box, and then we'll check him out and hook him up to Superion. Alright, here's Air Raid with everything you get inside the packaging. You, of course, get your little instruction book. It shows you how to transform him into an airplane, a robot, an arm, and a leg, which is really convenient. Pretty cool. I don't really dig the little flappy things, but I like the design of the books. Pretty neat. You also get an IDW comic, which I have not gone through yet. Has his picture on the back and everything. I don't know why. Well, one thing you'll notice there are not in the Wave 2, Series 2 books is those stupid little cards, which I like the fact they gave us a card, just not the fact they gave us a card with no stats on the back. And they printed stuff on the back. If it had no printing on the back, I'd be like, oh, okay, whatever. Since they printed stuff on the back anyway, they could have gone ahead and just given us stats, something. And then I just wanted to show the backer card. I had the cool little line art on there. Pretty neat. Alright, so let's look at Air Raid, who I have not transformed yet, or whom I have not transformed yet. But he comes with a white gun, which just fell off there. Pretty cool. Feels kind of cheap. I mean, you're going to step on this and it's done. I mean, they've gone really hollow on a lot of this stuff, so yeah. The hand foot doesn't feel quite as cheap, probably because it has so many parts in there. You just pretty much have to flip open the fingertips there, and you got yourself a Superion hand, which is interesting. Or you do it like I had it a second ago, and you flip the thumb to make it a heel spur, and you got a foot. So there's that. And here's Air Raid. Now he's got ball jointed shoulders, and he's got a nice 90-degree bend arm, no swivel at the wrist or at the waist. Does a ball jointed hips, a nicely jointed knee, and no other articulation. But it's not bad. It's not bad. I mean, considering how some of the Hasbro stuff's been lately, this isn't bad. It does have a ball jointy neck though, with a nice G1 squarish Scramble City look to it. So let's get this guy in jet mode real quick. Let me show you the back though first. Autobot logos on there and everything. And now I got him transformed into a jet. He looks pretty good as an F-14, as long as you don't flip him over. This guy redefines the term robot kibble. I mean, all you got to do is turn his head around and you're done. He does look cool. He is faithful to the G1. And just to be honest, I mean, you know... Okay, actually, some of them were a lot better. I'm just thinking of my my Bruticus combiners, because those are the ones that I played with the most as a kid. And those G1 figures, actually, they look like a tank, and they look like a robot with tank parts, which is what I want to transform. I don't mind seeing the vehicles on the robot, but the vehicle should hide the robot in. unless this guy never flies over from you, he's not really doing the job. But my criticism aside, okay, it's not horrible. I mean, he feels like he's a knockoff. He looks like a knockoff, but doggone it, he's Hasbro through and through. Third parties are knocking the Transformer stuff out of the park. Those of us who've been buying the third party stuff, I mean, yeah, you're spending a chunk of change on a figure like this size is like, you know, 50, 60 bucks, right? Or more, but we'll say like 50, 60 bucks. And you get so much more than you do out of this $15, $17 robot with a jet backpack. Okay. So I guess next thing we got to do is we're going to put this guy onto Superion, that was the whole point of me getting this guy. As long as he looks good as an arm and he works, that's fine. Now I already had problems with the arm. Is it? I don't remember. It's not air raid. It's whatever the other arm. I've had problems with it not holding the gun up, so I have to do some future floor wax on the joints or something. But yeah, here we go. All right. All right, we got a good old air raid on Superion as an arm now, which is not too bad. Now, I'll go ahead. All right, all the younger kids out there who are used to the movie figures, some of the movie figures were really well done. A lot of the Transformers animated figures were really well done. A lot of the Transformers Prime figures were really, really well done. I think we're over that now. I feel, I'm not sure how I haven't really applied any critical thinking to this, but I feel that Hasbro is really feeling like they dropped the ball as far as the combiners go, because they've seen these third parties just mopping them up. Now, I don't know if they're making more money. Like, I don't know if Superion made more money than, like, was it Mastermind Creations did the, was it Hercules or Giant Devastator? There was like two. There was like the Giant one, Hercules, I think, and then Giant was a smaller Mastermind, which that's the one that I kept. But, like, I don't know if that one made more money than, like, this one. Like, I don't know how they are in the thing. But as far as quality, and, like, I guess, like, an accuracy to something, effort put into it, third party is just making Hasbro look like a Mexican knockoff of themselves. Not to knock Mexico, just saying that a lot of countries will do, you know, knockoffs to capitalize on popularity, and Hasbro seems like they're doing that to themselves. To be honest, though, this is leaps and bounds above the their version of the Energon Superion that they did, and Bruticus, which there was third-party add-ons for those, which made them passable. I really like the Bruticus. I still have him up, but I am getting Warbotron, so he'll probably get deposed there as my default classic scale combiner Bruticus. All right, anyway, air raid as an arm. He looks like an arm. Now, the problem that I had was when you put him to where it's actually a functioning joint, is with the heavier gun on the other side, he falls down. So right now, he's not too bad. It's clicky. He goes in and out. I mean, you got joints. I mean, yeah, it's not like perfectly stable. He holds his little individual weapon as a pistol. This looks like a hand. You have like fingers that kind of move. You know, I mean, this is a step in the right direction, absolutely. Is it what I would expect for the company that's been making Transformers for more than 30 years? No, not really. But it's still kind of cool. It didn't cost a whole lot of money compared to the third-party stuff, and that's what I compared it to. There's just a lot of flaws. But he's doable for the price point. Except for Alpha Bravo. And we're going to talk about him next. Why he's got a helicopter down there, I don't know. I think I've already talked about that. I think it was a way to throw another figure in the line, which if Hasbro actually did this intentionally, where they figured, hey, we're going to do like all the G1, or most of the G1, if not all, of the combiners, and we're going to add some extras in, like we're going to make Optimus Prime a combiner. We're going to add in this, this, and this. So like with him, it looks like they go, oh, okay, we split these first two waves up to where you have to get to both waves to get Menasor and Superion. Okay, I'm down with that. The fact they made him a helicopter out I'm kind of like hinky with. Because the Japanese Takara version that they came out with, like about a year after this guy was announced, I think, they said, hey, we're making a gift set that has the corrected jet down here. And I forgot what his name is. We'll talk about that in a minute. So, I don't know if Hasbro Takara was like, yeah, this is how Superion's supposed to look. We're just going to use that vehicle later. Or if they planned on having us have extra vehicles. So if we bought all the different waves and all the different all the Combiner Wars figures, then by the time we were done, we had like extra bits to swap out. I don't know if they thought that far ahead or if it's just a side effect, which is actually kind of cool. So, I digress. Let's talk about this guy next down here. What in the world are we going to do with him? So, I've already kind of spoiled it, but yeah, if you guys aren't in the know, about almost a month ago, 3 weeks ago, Big Bad Toy Store sent me an email saying, hey, 2 o'clock in the morning, in like 2 or 3 days, we're going to be selling the corrective figures for Superion and where is he now that I've set it up for Superion and Menasor, which, looking just like Alpha Bravo, is Quickslinger, who is a Harrier jet, which was also the missing form from the set here. Let me get good old Superion out of the way. We were done talking about him for a second as a whole. Alright. Yeah. So, but they have similar heads, and of course, unfortunately this one's funky in the box there, but you see what they went for. The heads are the same, the body shape and stuff, most of the colors are the same in there, except the back of this one's a helicopter and the back of this one's a Harrier. So now we got an F-14, a Harrier, an F-4, and a F-16, which that's pretty much, with the exception of the F-14 being an F-15, and pretty much replicates the look of the G1 Superion. Was this done on purpose? Did they mean to come back and do a figure or figures to fix this? I don't know. I'm not on the boards as much. I'm not as knowledgeable as I should be. I'm basically just a guy that likes toys that goes out and buys these and just judges them on their own and doesn't really... I try not to compare them to the old ones unless it has like a nostalgic thing or they did a good job or it's like a what were they thinking kind of thing. Yeah, it's like a special case when I do the comparisons. I don't always go out of my way to make sure I got an old toy to review when I got a new one. I digress yet again. Anyway, but the interesting thing that they did was on the back is they totally discounted Alpha Bravo out of the mix here. Oh yeah, they just said, oh yeah, Quickslinger. Yeah, he's supposed to have been number 4. You know, so they made the card backs bigger, they put the things in there, they corrected the figures. I don't know if it was a thing where Takara was like, you know what, we really should fix that and then make a gift set. Or if they meant for the gift set to have the only way to make the figure, or only way to have the corrected figure. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff going on. I know Devastator's coming out at Comic-Con. I know I've got the Japanese versions pre-ordered because I wasn't sure when or if these guys were coming out. So once I get more pictures of those and do a little more digging, I'll see if I'm going to keep or if I'm going to continue to have them on pre-order, the Japanese versions. Anyway, let's get Quickslinger out of the box and let's fix Superion in the best way he can possibly be using all Hasbro parts. So, yep. Sorry, Alpha Bravo, you're getting the boot. See his little leg, so that's funny. Okay, so now we got Quickslinger here. We're going to talk about him real quick for just a minute before we make him an appendage. So he's replacing Alpha Bravo. He's now corrects Superion. He makes him a little bit better. You know, you can get add-on parts, but as far as the Hasbro Superion goes, it's not bad once you get this guy. To get this guy, well, for me to get this guy, I got an email like 2 o'clock in the morning from Big Bad, like 3 weeks ago or so, saying, hey, in a few days, we're going to release Quickslinger and Breakneck, which is his counterpart for Menasor, as a limited edition 1 per customer deal. And so they did that at midnight, and then they also said they relist them again at 7 o'clock in the morning. So I got on at midnight and ordered a set, and I was done. And then I slept on it. I actually ended up getting up early, and I ordered 3 more sets. Even though it's one per customer, I have a workaround for that. Just saying, it's not very difficult. But I'm not going to say it here just to say Big Bad Toy Store some grief. But anyway, I sold a couple of sets. I sold a set online. I sold a set to a friend of mine, well, at least a quick slinger, and I sold a breakneck to one of my friends on the forums. And then I kept a set for myself. Actually, we have 2 sets. I had 4 total. So whatever I have now. So I know I think I've got 2. Kind of looking around. I've got 1, if not 2 sets. But I'm opening this one up regardless. So look out, y'all. Okay. All right. So anyway, yes, I don't know if this guy's gonna be hard to find or what. Now, he was sold out on Big Bad. He was sold out on Hasbro. I've seen him listed on Amazon at like between $30 and $40 over the past week. So I don't know how easy this guy is going to be to find. Now, I know he's going to be part of the Japanese gift set for Superion, and Breakneck will also be part of the gift set for Menasor, as well as the Corrected Groove, which he was going to be like a little Legends class figure, but now they're making a full-on deluxe size figure like this guy to be an actual limb, and so you have 5 options for Superion, 5 options for Menasor, 5 options for Defensor. And I don't know if they're doing that with Devastator or not. I didn't look that closely. But, yeah, pretty interesting. So, yeah, enough chit-chat. Let's take this guy out of the packaging and check him out and see how he works. Alright, and here is Quick Slinger out of the box. And he comes with his pistol and his handgun. Okay, it's not really handguns, but the hand that he's holding as a gun. Comes with his little transformation manual, whatever, his little handbook there. Comes with a IDW comic book, which has seen better days. A little wrinkly there. To knock those dents out a little bit there so I can read this. Or at least flip through it. But pretty good shots of some cool shockwave there. Nice. And then, of course, I did a little bit better job with this one, but I didn't molest the corner up there too bad. But you got the line art on there again. So, yeah, really cool. Like the new design of the Wave 2 packaging. I like comics. I'd rather have a comic than a card any day. Especially if it's an IDW one, actually. But Quickslinger, let's check this guy out. So, yeah, he's an AV-8. It comes with a foot hand right there. It has like a double barrel gun. Of course, you got the fingers there, and you're supposed to fold it over, and this becomes a thumb, and then depending on which hand it is, you fold the thumb over one way or the other. And then you make him a foot. You just gotta basically fold it out flat, and now you got a foot. So, interesting. He has his little handgun, which is one of the better ones. The one that came with Air Raid wasn't all that impressive, but this one's a little bit better. Looks more like a little transformer gun. Still not digging all the hollow areas on these, but yep. Guess we gotta learn to love it, guys. And the figure. Now, I didn't go back and double check, but I think Air Raid may have a waist articulation. I'll have to check though. But this one, Quickslinger, he does have a ball jointed head. Nice upper looking up motion there, not so much down, left and right. Ball jointed shoulder, same 90-point articulation and clicky elbow, which is cool. He does have waist articulation. He has a ball jointed hip. He has a 90-degree knee and no toes, unfortunately, but not too bad still. He's still a little wobbly, but posable, and he stands, so not too bad. Let's get this guy into jet mode and check that out. And we have Quickslinger as an AV-8, which has some nice markings going on there. I mean, this isn't any kind of military marking at all. If anything, it'd be like a demonstration squadron, exhibition squadron. But yeah, it looks like an AV-8 for the most part. An AV-8 carrying a robot, but he does have landing gear, which is kind of neat, which I did not check to see. Let me look here. Nope, Air Raid doesn't have that, but it does look like the F4 Phantom one does, whatever his name was, Firefly or something like that. But yeah, he does have a little landing gear that comes out of the nose gear. Locks down. So you put him on his, I'm not sure if it's just sticking on his knees or his toes, but you know, you can get him parked down there as an AV8. So it's not bad. It's not as laughable as the F14 Air Raid, probably because of it's all the same color, so it kind of blends in a little bit better, you know, except for the chest plate and all that. So it does a little bit better hiding, better job of hiding. I can fold up the tail section there, let them stand up, so you guys can check that out. So yeah, it's kibbly. It's the same amount of kibble as Air Raid, just that it's done better, mainly because of the color of the plastic, the robot limbs, and the airplane parts. So yeah, not bad. So I guess next thing we gotta do is get this guy into limb mode and pop him onto Superion. So let's check him out. Alright, so now Superion is complete. Now we got Air Raid, and we have Quickslinger, and Firefly, and Skydive, and Silverbolt. So yeah, pretty cool. Now, if Preston sees this, I was wrong, man. Yeah, you're right. Quickslinger and Firefly are the same plane. Now, it should have been a Harrier and an F4 Phantom, but they use the same mold, so you've got two Harrier feet. So, and it wouldn't have been that much difficult just to change the shape of the intakes on this one and the wings, and it would have been good. But they didn't do that. So, not bad. Overall, this is probably about as good a job as I could expect from Hasbro. It's actually better than I thought it was going to be. Still, just by looking at this one, and I have not done Menasor yet, but I did go ahead and get the third-party hands and feet for him. And I got the third-party hands and feet on order for Superion as well. I've got the G1 white-colored ones, or light gray-colored ones coming in. So I've got the black set that came with Hasbro here. And then the third-party, was it Dr. Wu or KFC? One of those two has a third-party set. So don't know how much more third-party I'm going to get. I know they did like a crotch or chest piece going on. I think probably the next thing I'm going to do is just take a marker and black out those screws right there, because I don't know why they couldn't have done it the other way. I looked at it. I was going to take it apart and flip it around, but it doesn't work. I have to take this whole thing apart, and I'm not going to depin all of Silverbolt just to fix that when I can just dab it with some, I don't know, maybe they'll make some stickers. Maybe Repro labels have some stickers to cover those up. Yeah, not too bad. Not too shabby. You know, I did stick a couple of weapons on his back here. I guess that's, what's his name? Dragstrip's gun and one of their guys' weapons. I'm sure you can plug in the weapons all over on the different parts and have weapon storage, but I haven't done it yet. That's my main complaint, is they have his fists on the back of his knees. Probably that, and the fact that it looks like the feet are a little undersized. But then, there goes that arm again. But that would have made the hands huge if they'd gone any bigger. So it'd be nice to have like a hand set and a foot set. But then them wanting to have both, all the limbs to be completely interchangeable, I kind of understand why they did that. Just to make sure that no matter what you got, if you got 4 of the same, or 2 of one and 2 of another, you know, that you would have been able to make your Gestalt. So, and there he is. There's the big guy, Superion. I'm going to go ahead and give this 2 thumbs up, Hasbro. The price point, you guys did jack the price up on the limbs. But the price point, it actually raised the price point, I think, overall about 20%. I think it was, I forgot my calculations, like 15% or something like that overall. But you up the quality, well, not really quality, you up the design factor a little bit. The quality is still a little bit lacking. The Air Raid figure did feel like a knockoff. Quickslinger felt a little bit better. But yeah, overall not too bad. You got the general shape of his gun. You've got, it looks like a Superion. I mean, the head isn't correct, which I know there's a head fix, which that might be the one thing I fix. I don't know. We'll see. I may just leave it. Look at him in the IDW comics and see how close we are. But yeah, I'm still gonna give Hasbro 2 thumbs up. I want to say, if you are able to find all these parts, I didn't care for the Alpha Bravo down here, but you know, if you end up getting a second air raid or a second of anybody else, I would do different colors. I would be like, you know, do a second, what's his name, skydive down here, or something like that, and just mismatch the parts so it looks like he's still made out of multiples. Or even if you went through and made them all like all air raids or something like that, that'd still be kind of cool. But yeah, if you find all these parts, definitely 2 thumbs up. I'd recommend getting them, especially if you can get them on sale. I know right now from Amazon, I think Silverbolt here in the center has been like less than 20 bucks. So if you can get him for less than 20 bucks and track everybody else down for retail, I think that's not too bad. So all I gotta say is keep on playing with your toys, because I do. Comment, like, and subscribe to all that stuff down here with a thumbs up and all that stuff. And yeah, I'm gonna say if you don't have one, get one. He's not too bad. Especially if you've been spending a chunks of money on the third-party stuff and you just want a break. He's kind of fun to build. So I'm looking for some fixes for his floppy bicep over here. And other than that, thanks for watching, guys.